Hello YouTube, my name's Nero and today some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and another episode of DNA Saturday, which is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in DNA bombs. That was the crate class we're going to be using throughout the entirety of this gameplay. If you guys would like, of course, you can go back and pause the video, that way you can get a good look at the class. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I will be talking about the class setup throughout this video just because it's a pretty cool class. It's pretty interesting, using a very interesting and very fun gun. That's right, the S-12 shotgun. One of my favorite weapons in Advanced Warfare, to be perfectly honest. It's a gun that I did not even give a chance when the game first came out. I barely ever used it. I didn't want to use it. Like, it's a full auto shotgun. You guys know me. I love shotguns, but traditionally, I'm more of a... I suppose I'm just more of a traditionalist when it comes to using shotguns. I'm like, pump action or double barrels, or I don't even want to use it. You know, I don't want your semi-automatic crap. I want your full auto crap. But I actually picked up the S-12 a number of times throughout my time here in Advanced Warfare, and the more I picked it up, the more I enjoyed using it, because something about the weapon itself feels good. It's a very satisfying weapon to use, right? Those of you guys that have used the S-12, vouch for me in the comments. Is this gun satisfying to use? Because I definitely think it's a very satisfying weapon. I don't know about you guys, but I like to play with vibration on my controller, and I have a headset, so of course I have the sound of like the S-12 just go, bah, 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 you know, your controller shaking while you shoot. It's very satisfying to use this thing. That's I think one of the reasons why I started using it. And it's very fun. It's a very fun, rewarding shotgun to use. And of course, you have all the fun of playing a shotgun where you're effectively neutered at any kind of a range. You have to play very, very deliberately towards getting very close to your opponents rather than having any kind of range whatsoever. You're kind of sacrificing any and all distance ability that you may have for pretty much ultimate close quarters power, assuming you don't run out of ammo in your magazine, which could definitely just be the worst, right? I hate that. I've gotten on some good streaks with this gun, and then I end up running like low on ammo, or I like only have maybe 3 shots left in my clip, and then another guy shows up, I'm like, oh no, and you shoot your 3 shots at him, you're like, that wasn't nearly enough to kill him, just gun just sprays wildly. It's a fun, rewarding gun, and I just really enjoy using it. And I think it's kind of cool that other people are using it. I love watching DNA Bomb gameplay of it, so that's definitely pretty cool. We've actually had, I believe, one other S-12 DNA Bomb here on DNA Saturday before, and I loved watching that. That's one of the reasons why I ended up getting into the S-12, and I think you guys will enjoy this gameplay as well, because it's pretty nice. Now let's go ahead and talk about the class setup here, because this class setup is actually fundamentally different than how I run my S-12 setup, which is pretty interesting. That's why I always think it's cool about Call of Duty, and one of the reasons why it's so successful is there's so much that you can do with it, right? There's so much that you can do in Call of Duty in terms of the customization and your class setup and your kill streak setup, and just you can really tailor your own play style around your create class and around your score streaks and things like that. So basically how we're going to be running the S-12 in this video is a hip fire only monster. I think there's less than a handful of times I'll actually even try to aim down sight in this, whereas I'm the opposite with mine, and let's actually talk about that. So in terms of the actual variant itself, he's using the S-12 Tiger Blood, which is going to give him -1 to his damage and -2 to his accuracy, but give him +3 to his fire rate, making this thing just like the ultimate spray and pray cannon. I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily like having, you know, reduced damage and reduced accuracy and increased fire rate, but I think I would definitely like to give it a try. I just don't have the S-12 Tiger Blood, but that's the particular variant he's running. In terms of attachments, 2 very good attachments on here, advanced rifling and extended mag, and the third attachment is going to be laser sight. So advanced rifling and extended mag, I think, are key. No matter what, however you want to run this gun, right? If you're a person that likes to aim down sight, if you're a person that likes to hip fire it, whatever, you need extended mag, you need advanced rifling. Just keep that in mind. But if you're going to be hip firing this gun a lot, you're probably going to want the laser sight on there. In terms of perk 1, low profile. In terms of perk 2, gung ho. Gung-Ho, pretty interesting. And perk 3, we have Blast Suppressor and Scavenger. So let's start talking about the class, and I'll talk about how I like to run it, and maybe give you guys some insight as to how you might want to be running your S-12 shotgun. So in terms of the third perks, he's got it perfect, man. In my opinion, he's got a perfect. Blast Suppressor, you're going to be moving around a lot with this thing. If you guys have ever used a shotgun in Advanced Warfare, you're constantly dashing, you're constantly moving, you're trying to get as close to the enemy as possible. You need Blast Suppressor. Bar none, it is a necessity on any and all shotgun classes here in Advanced Warfare. Now, Scavenger. Usually I'm not a fan of Scavenger, but I love Scavenger on the S-12. You need it, man. You need it. You will run out of shells so ridiculously quickly. You need it. If you want to go on anything higher than a 5 kill streak, you need Scavenger. And that's being generous. You know, sometimes you won't even get 5 kills by the time you actually run out of all your ammo, because this thing is just a hose of shotgun shells. It's pretty insane. So that's pretty good. I love that. He's using the laser sight. Now, for me personally, I like to aim down sight a lot when I use my S-12. I like to use quick draw grip, actually, to allow me to aim down sight a little bit faster, right? That's how I like to run, personally, my S-12. he's obviously running it fundamentally different. He's going for a hip-fire theme here. I like the ADS. That's just my own personal opinion on that. But yeah, if you want to run either one of those, if you're the kind of person that likes to aim down sight a lot with your shotgun, then you're definitely going to want to have quick draw on here, because quick draw and advanced rifling and extended mag is just going to make it so you can ADS and just take people out at pretty good ranges, all things considered. So that's definitely pretty good. Just keep that in mind. In terms of perk 2, he's got Gung Ho on here, which Gung Ho is not something I would actually recommend on this particular weapon. I find it to be just incredibly inaccurate, which is really weird. Coming from me, because I did an entire weapon guide talking about the TAC-19, which keep in mind it's a bit different, it's a pump action, and how you should use Gung Ho on that shotgun. That's because in my experience with that shotgun, I never seem to miss when I'm using Gung Ho on it. I just don't. I mean, I do miss on occasion, it definitely does happen, but I just usually get my one-hit kills all the time while hip firing with that particular weapon with Gung Ho. It works very well, but using Gung Ho on the S-12, I have found it to be a bit inaccurate. Maybe I should test it a bit more, because I only tried it for a handful of games or so, but I found it to be pretty inaccurate, and I found that aiming down sights with this shotgun was actually a lot more beneficial for me anyway, in the way I like to play with this. So to each his own when it comes to putting together your create class, but that is just how this class is being ran. I talked a little bit about how I like to run my class, and hopefully you guys can put together your own class with the S-12 and try it out, because in my own opinion, guys, it is one of the most satisfying, fun weapons to use in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I love using it. If I can use it on the map, like if there's any potential for me to use it on that map, chances are I will. I just did an open lobby last night with subscribers. Probably half the games I was playing, I was using the S-12, or at least close to half, just because if it was possible, I wanted to use it. We're playing on Comeback, I'm using it. We're playing on Detroit, I'm using it. You know, we're playing on, what's the name of that map? Urban? Is that one of the new DLC maps? Yeah, if we're playing on that map, then I was using it. Any kind of close quarters map, I was using this shotgun, because it's so fun and so rewarding when you do use it. But keep in mind, if you're on any kind of a map that has, you know, any kind of a range, you're probably going to have a bit of difficulty. For example, if you're trying to play on solar, it's entirely possible to do well with the S-12 on solar. Don't get me wrong. I believe we had an S-12 DNA bomb on solar here featured on DNA Saturday, but in my experience, when I play on solar, it's more of a, you know, sit back, pick people up on an ARX style map rather than a run around with a shotgun, because there's just a lot of long lines of sight on that particular map. But yeah, the DNA bomb itself is going to be coming to an end here relatively shortly, as you guys have noticed throughout the entirety of this gameplay. Just hip fire all the time. And actually, right there, he runs out of ammo completely, gets one scavenger pack, so he's going to be able to reload this, get 15 rounds up there in the mag, or 12 rounds in the mag, excuse me. He's going to come here, turn the corner, and actually pick up the final kill for the DNA bomb. Mr. iPro Zombies, thank you, sir, for submitting that, which I don't even think we mentioned his name here so far. I was so into I just wanted to really talk about the S-12, because I've been using the S-12 a lot lately, and I just enjoy the weapon so much. I had a lot I wanted to say about the weapon. I almost forgot to give credit here at the very beginning of the video, which is the gameplay itself was actually submitted by a guy that goes by the name of iPro Zombies, and of course, we're playing a bit of domination here on the map Detroit, but still, we'll be talking about iPro Zombies' YouTube channel here towards the end of the video, as well as the link to his YouTube channel has always been the first link down there in the video description, as usual, with episodes of DNA Saturday. But skip forward here to the final score: 41 kills, 3 deaths, 2 captures, and 4 defense. Pretty nice for a man running around with a shotgun, right? Pretty nice. I definitely think that's a good score. Playing some domination here on the map Detroit, Mr. iPro Zombies. Good job, man, using the S-12. He actually sent in a message. He's like, I have a feeling you're going to use this because this was one of your favorite weapons in the game. I'm like, this man knows me. He knows me. People that submit DNA bombs with fun weapons I like to use, especially ones I have a lot I want to say about, they'll probably get featured. You know, the S-12 is a gun I've been wanting to talk about for a while here on the channel, so I definitely was happy to feature that this week. So thank you to Mr. iPro Zombies for submitting this. I hope you guys will enjoy this episode of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel it deserves. If you guys would like to submit your DNA bombs for next week's episode of DNA Saturday, simply watch the videos on your screen right now. It's very simple. You just click the annotation on your screen or click the link to it. It's going to be at the very bottom of the video description, and it will take you over to that video. It opens up a new tab even for you, and you guys can watch that video and learn everything you need to know about submitting yourself for DNA Saturday. If you guys would like to go ahead and check out Mr. iPro Zombies, you can do so by clicking the annotation on your screen or by clicking the link to him down in the video description. It will be the very first link that you find down there. He doesn't have a URL to his YouTube channel. He's actually under 500 subscribers at the time of this video going up, so because of that, he doesn't have a custom URL, but still, if you guys want to check out his YouTube channel, you can do so by clicking the annotation once again on your screen or by clicking the link to it down in the video description. What's he post over there? You assume zombies by the name. He does post zombies, but that's not all that he posts. He actually posts a lot of different Call of Duty content. He does a lot of commentaries talking about Black Ops 3. He likes to talk about the different weapons and covering news that happens in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, as well as he likes to post up really good gameplay in terms of DNA bombs or 40 kill streaks or things like that. But as well, as you would guess from the name, he also likes to do zombie stuff. He has some zombie guides, as well as he just likes to talk about zombies that's going to be coming in Black Ops 3, as well as different strategies and things like that that you can implement moment while playing zombies in Call of Duty, be it zombies from Black Ops 2, be it zombies in Advanced Warfare, or what have you. So go ahead and give him a look. He has just under 200 subscribers at the time of this video going up. It would be awesome if he could get up there past 200 subscribers. Even better if you can give him up to 500 so he can actually make a custom URL for his YouTube channel, because man, that really kind of stinks for people that have smaller YouTube channels that are just kind of starting out. They can't even have their own custom URL until they actually hit 500 subscribers. If you're wondering what a custom URL is, I think most of you guys would know. But a custom URL like youtube.com/NerosCinema, that's my URL. NerosCinema is my URL. And if I didn't have that URL, my channel would just be youtube.com/numbers and letters, random stuff all thrown together, right? Just randomly put together by an algorithm, which is not very good, right? It's kind of hard to find my channel if it's like that. You want to have a branded channel. And so once he gets 500 subscribers, he'll be able to have a branded channel, which would be pretty good. So hopefully he can get up there. I hope you guys will enjoy this week's episodes of DNA Saturday. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.